Hi, everybody. I'm Emily Malkovich, and for my country presentation today, I'm going to be talking all about Turkey and some of the main things to know just in order to give you a little bit of background on this country. Now, please excuse my pronunciation of things, it's not the best, but Turkey is officially known as the Republic of Turkey. It is a transcontinental country that includes Anatolia in Western Asia and East Thrace in Southern Europe. It is bordered by 8 countries. Along its northwest border lies Bulgaria, towards its west is Greece, and to its northeast is Georgia. Now, 3 countries border the eastern side of Turkey, and on the southeast border lies Syria and Iraq, and finally the Aegean Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Now, they each share its southern border as well. So now you're all probably familiar with a lot of the places located around Turkey. Like you probably know Syria, Iraq, everywhere like that. Now, I just want to dive right into the presentation just now that you have a little bit of a small background. Starting with some major events that have happened in Turkey, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about their history within the last century. There's not too much going on, but during World War II, Turkey was mostly neutral. However, in 1945, they declared war on Germany and Japan, but they didn't end up taking part in actual combat during that time. Um, Another thing, they joined the United Nations also in 1945, which is an organization that aims for worldwide peace, security, cooperation, and respectful relations, as you guys probably know. And then Istanbul, which is a very well known and large city in the world, it actually resides in Turkey, which some people may not know. And a large portion of that population lives there. So it's also home to many great pieces of architecture and art. Now, the population makeup, the current population of Turkey is 85,338,082 people based on projections of the latest United Nations data. And Turkish people make up about 75% of that number, while Kurdish people make up about 18%. And then other ethnic groups take up the remaining portion of the population. Now, their official language is Turkish, but there are other minority groups who speak Kurmanji, Arabic, and Zazaki, and other languages as well. Again, I'm so sorry. But the most spoken immigrant languages include Crimean, Georgian, Kabardian, Bosnian, Albanian, Agaid, and Tatar. Again, I'm so sorry for the pronunciation. But we're just going to move on past languages and go into education finally. So, looking at the education system, the years operate mostly the same as ours does here in the United States. So, as you can see, they have the pre primary, which is ages 3 to 5. That's what we would call like preschool. And then they have their primary education that goes on for 8 years after that. Then there's secondary education, which is like high school. For an additional 4 years. Now, secondary education for them used to only be 3 years up until 2005 when it was changed. Now, I just want to show you a quick video that just explains the benefits of education in Turkey. Now, they primarily focus on higher education in college and everything like that in this video, but everything that they're saying applies to all other levels of education as well. So I'm just going to play this for you.
What if we told you that Turkey's history, pop culture, and hospitality is driving foreign students to the country? There are more than 5 million students studying abroad in the world today. And even though most people think of Western countries when it comes to higher education, the trend is shifting east. Turkey is quickly becoming a popular destination. In the last decade, the number of international students has almost tripled.
The number of international students in Turkey is now around 150,000.
This is Professor Erhan of Altınbaş University, who recently received a presidential award for hosting the highest number of international students. We asked him why more students are now choosing Turkey.
First, of course, the quality of education. Our universities in Istanbul, in Ankara, in many other cities, now among the top scientific institutions in many university rankings. The second one is, of course, the hospitality of Turkish society. The third one is, of course, the location and the stability. Turkey is now a very important transfer point between the continents, encountering with Turkish travelers and watching Turkish movies and Turkish series on the TV. People are getting more and more affiliated with Turkish culture.
We asked students why they chose to study in Turkey.
Where I come from, Macedonia, is a country which is actually near to Turkey. One of the reasons that I chose Turkey is because we have a similarity in culture. We used to live for 500 years together under the Ottoman Empire, and this is just an amazing fact because when I came here, I actually didn't feel very lonely or I didn't feel a stranger. I wake up in the morning and usually I take the ferry from the European side to go to the Asian side. And I can't believe that I'm crossing a continent in just 5 or 10 minutes by ferry.
So, will Turkey's sites and culture turn the country into a global education hub?
All right, so as you can see from that video, Turkey has a very great reputation. Now, although it is referring to higher education or college, it still exemplifies many reasons why education in Turkey is so wonderful. They have a great culture there. Their quality of education is far above and beyond the standard in other places around the world. And people are now preferring to go there over other countries like on our side of the world. So that's pretty interesting. Now, just looking at the literacy rates of the people in Turkey, it's actually very high. So this is another thing that just backs up the claim that Turkey has a really great education system. So people at the age of 15 and above who can read and write in Turkey make up about 97% of their population. So as you can see in the chart, the rates have skyrocketed in only a matter of 1 decade. So it's already clear that people are having a really great advancement, and so is Turkey just as a whole. So, decades ago, many people in Turkey were unable to go to school due to financial or familial situations. They never learned to read or write. They just had to immediately work and start a family. And because of this, because of what they had to suffer through, they decided to ensure that their own children would be able to have an education no matter what. And this alone was the reason for this huge exponential growth in the literacy rates in Turkey. Now, these children and grandchildren are now giving back and teaching their elders that gave up those sacrifices. They're teaching them how to read and write even at an older age. I just watched a video on it. It was really great. And then also just having a high literacy rate is a really direct reflection of the quality of education in the country, and the growth that they've experienced is absolutely amazing. You can clearly tell that it's only going up from here. Now, I just want to tell you a few major current events that have happened in the past couple years involving Turkey, just to give you an idea of what's going on now rather than just the history. So in 2018, as you can see, it says the Turkish military launched its Olive Branch land and air operation in northwestern Syria, seizing large areas from Kurdish control, including the town of Afrin. So this created kind of a sense of peace and offered help to those struggling during these times. That's kind of what the olive branch means. It's kind of like a symbol of peace. Now, in 2019, the United States withdrew troops from northern Syria, promoting Turkey to attack U.S. Kurdish allies in the area. All right, and then in 2020, police detained at least 12 journalists for their reporting of the COVID-19 pandemic, 5 of which received prison sentences for publishing intelligence information. So this definitely has to do with their freedom of expression being, questioned and disobeyed. So you can definitely see that it's very different in Turkey than it is here as far as freedom goes. Anybody can write an article about anything, but since in Turkey they're writing about the pandemic, they're facing a lot of legal issues. And then finally, this year, Turkey's currency hit a new low after surprise interest rate cut. The country's central bank lowered its interest rate to 18%, below the annual rate of inflation, which was 19.3% in August. So this has to do with the financial situation of the country and its current ups and downs. So overall, these current events can give you a really great outlook on what exactly Turkey is like nowadays, just so you can compare the similarities and differences between our country and theirs, and you can compare the similarities and differences between what the country used to be like and how it's grown since then. So, overall, Turkey, as I said, is a growing and ever changing country, and it continues to show its improvement, especially when it comes to education. So, that is pretty much it for my presentation. I hope you were able to learn a lot about Turkey, and you can keep this important knowledge for when you all start teaching. Thank you.